two teams playing for their bowl eligibility lives today. The Liberty Flames make their first ever trip to Ruston to take on the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Welcome to Conference USA on ESPN. Alongside my broadcast partner, 14-year NFL veteran Luke McCown, I'm Malcolm Butler. Two regular season games remain for both these teams. Louisiana Tech, well, the Bulldogs sitting at 5 wins. The Flames sitting at 4. The magic number to get to be bowl eligible is 6. Listening to both Jamie Chadwell and Sonny Cumbie talk this week, they spoke about how these two teams have to find a way to close out close games. They've both lost some heartbreakers this year. Let's take a look at our series history, brought to you by the Brazier Group, the hometown real estate agents. These two teams have only met one other time. That came back during Liberty's magical 2023 season. The Flames defeated Louisiana Tech 56-30 in Lynchburg. Let's take a look at our impact players, brought to you by B1 Bank, banking uncomplicated. Luke, we'll see playmakers on both sides of the football today, but for Liberty, our impact player, running back Evan Dickens.
Evan Dickens, he's a strong and dynamic runner, a home run hitter. Coach Luke Olson, defensive coordinator for the Louisiana Bulldogs, says that he's the best back they'll face all year long. He's approaching 1,000 yards on the season, and he already has 10 touchdowns.
And for Louisiana Tech, one of those defensive players that'll try to stop Dickens today, safety Jacob Fields.
Safety Jacob Fields, he's a former running back who's really found his spot in this vaunted secondary for the Louisiana Tech defense. He leads the team in tackles with 72, and he has 2 interceptions, both pick sixes on the year, which is important because he's facing a quarterback that has 8 interceptions on this season.
Celebrating 16 seniors, 4 of whom have played their entire eligibility here in Ruston, but it's extra special for Monroe native Cedric Woods. The 6th-year cornerback gets game 56 in a Bulldog jersey. 54 of those have been starts. Guys, what a career for a guy who's really been a cornerstone of this program.
Thank you, Madison. We appreciate that. And we're set for kickoff here on a beautiful Saturday in North Louisiana. Both these teams, again, we mentioned in the opening, playing for their bowl lives. Louisiana Tech will start with the football. Liberty won the coin toss but elected to kick off, so the Bulldogs offense will come out, and we'll see quarterback Trey Kukoc. And Luke, Louisiana Tech has had a world of injuries this year at the quarterback position. They've already lost Blake Baker and Evan Bullock for the season. And so Trey Kukoc, who actually won the job coming out of fall camp, he's more of a running quarterback. He will get the start here today for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, definitely a run-first quarterback, but doesn't mean he can't throw. Coach Franklin is really excited about getting him back in the lineup.
Well, the Bulldogs were going to try to take a shot, and there you see the legs of Kukoc, and he gets out for the first down that time. We talked to Tony Franklin this week about, he loves the fact that Kukoc is a great runner. But we talk, are you a little concerned, again, if Kukoc was to get injured today, your next one is a true freshman in Jackson who has not had a college snap yet. We're going to see some Wildcat today already here on the second play of the game. Andrew Burnett's going to take the Wildcat snap, so I think we'll see a lot of Wildcat because they're going to try to cut down. They want Kukoc to run, but they want to limit how many times.
They're going to limit how many times he has to run because the quarterback room is pretty thin right now. You've got Evan Bullock on IR, as it were, and Blake Baker both dealing with injuries, so we got to limit the hits on Trey Kukoc.
Yeah, Jackson Bradley, the true freshman that would be called upon if Kukoc was to go down. And speaking of Kukoc, he picks up the first down. So Louisiana Tech so far running off that right side and having some success.
And again, some of this is just managing Trey Kukoc's emotion. He's played throughout the year, but this is only his 3rd start. He hadn't started a game since LSU in week 2. So managing his emotions early, getting him comfortable in the run game.
Clay Tevenen takes the handoff. Nothing doing that time. The Liberty defense strings that out and does a nice job. Talking with the defensive coordinators. There's co-defensive coordinators for this Liberty squad. Kyle Krantz and Skylar McGee, they talked about the tempo that they would see today and having to make sure that they get lined up in time and are ready for the tempo.
Yeah, you really could have copy and pasted the pregame notes, press conference notes from these coaches. It's all about details and communication.
Well, the first pass of the ball game for Louisiana Tech. That's Eli Finley, the big tight end for the Bulldogs. His 32nd reception on the year, and that'll bring up our first third down of the ball game.
And if you look at the 5 wins that Louisiana Tech has had this year, Eli Finley has played a big role in all of those performances.
They're going to swing it out to Tevin, and he'll make a couple of guys miss. Nice cut that time, and Clay Tevin picks up the first down, the sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
It's just a single swing screen. You get an offensive lineman out in front of you. You swing him out to the right. 67 there, gets a piece of his man, and then Tevin does the rest. Great job knowing where the sticks are and going and getting the first down.
So a pickup of 8 yards that time. And Louisiana Tech back into the Wildcat. Burnett follows his blockers. The big bruising running back for the Bulldogs will pick up 4 yards.
That's an excellent first down call. It's an excellent first down call. Get 4 yards. 2nd and 6 now. Opens up your playbook. They're going to stay in the Wildcat.
Eli August made the tackle that time, and there's a nice cut once again by Burnett. He'll pick up another 3 yards, and he'll bring up another third down. Louisiana Tech inside the 35-yard line.
Third down, early third downs, important down. This is, in all their losses, third down has been the bugaboo for Louisiana Tech. But getting in third and manageable situations helps you. Let's see what Q-Cook does here.
Q-Cook joined by Tevin and Wiggins in the backfield. Fakes the pitch, and
first down.
Q-Cook will pick up another first down. So early on here in the first 5 minutes, I think Sonny Cumbie, Tony Franklin have to be awfully pleased with what they've seen. Louisiana Tech's offensive line doing a really good job up front, and the Bulldogs picking up some tough yards and just turning out these first downs.
Yeah, I've said it before, the best way to ensure a good third down percentage is to convert on first and second down. Now that was a third down conversion, but they had positive plays on first and second down, and it really helps your play calling when you get to third down.
Tevin in the tailback. They'll send Jackson in motion. He takes the handoff off the right side, gets a great block on the outside, and is just tripped up that time by Micah Pollard.
Excellent tackle. That was a touchdown saving tackle by Micah Pollard. Marlon Jackson has all the physical tools you want to see in a receiver. He gets on the edge and just, it's a shoestring tackle there. Probably saved a touchdown.
So Louisiana Tech in the red zone for the first time in this ball game. As Tevin takes the handoff off the right side, he'll fall backwards for another yard or two, and a pickup of 6 on first down.
Now, outside of the screenplay that we saw in the first series and the first deep shot where Q-Cook ended up running the ball, we haven't really seen them go to the air yet. Maybe they're drawing the defense up.
Tevin will take the handoff. This time Liberty does a good job of stacking them up. It'll bring up a third down, third and about 3.
It's not really any different than what we expected the Louisiana Tech offense to be, at least early in this game, but they're going to at some point have to take a shot and open it up. The defense is getting closer and closer to the line of scrimmage, which is what you expect with a run-heavy offense.
Wildcat formation. Andrew Burnett, who's already got 3 carries for 13 yards. He's going to bounce it outside, gets a nice block, and Burnett in for the touchdown for Louisiana Tech. So a textbook drive for the Bulldogs as they march it down the field And Andrew Burnett capitalizes. He gives Louisiana Tech the early 6-0 lead on an 8-yard touchdown run. And again, a good job of blocking off that right side.
Yeah, this is your bruising running back. This is not Tevin, and he's more of your changeup. But Burnett finds the edge and shows a little speed to the front pylon, beating the Liberty defense and getting in for a score.
8-yard touchdown run by Burnett. 4 carries on that drive, and now they're going to take a look at it to make sure that he crossed the goal line. So we'll have our first replay of the ball game, but Louisiana Tech on that drive, 13 plays, covering 75 yards if this drive holds up. And yeah, that looks like a touchdown here, but we'll let our white hat tell us for sure. And
yeah,
again,
I don't see how you can overturn it.
A good job of blocking not only by the line. Gibbons gave him a nice block right there on the outside, just got in the way of the Liberty defender. And again, right there, looks like a touchdown from here. And this is going to be a quick review.
Really a tone-setting drive, right? 13 plays, not a whole lot going on through the air. It's about a 6.5-minute drive, or about a 6-minute drive. That was a really, really good opening series by the Bulldogs.
11 rushes, 2 passes on the drive. Bulldogs 5-1 this year when scoring first. So Tech takes the early 6-0 lead, and Drew Henderson in to attempt the extra point for Louisiana Tech. As Luke mentioned, over 6 minutes off the clock on that opening drive. Extra point is up and good. So the Bulldogs, well, they make the most of their opening drive. They pound the football down the field, score on Burnett's 8-yard touchdown run. Louisiana Tech leads here early, 7-0. Well, Luke, Louisiana Tech, the Bulldogs, they couldn't have drawn it up any better. Well, you script the plays early on, and that time 13 plays covering 75 yards. Andrew Burnett, his 4th carry of the drive, scores from 8 yards out.
Yeah, everybody wants to see the kind of one big play and score, and that's exciting. But what's demoralizing, especially in an opener, is when you put together a drive of 10-plus plays and go score, you really kind of impress your will on a team, and that was a great start by the Bulldogs.
Well, a touchback. Liberty will see the Flames offense for the first time in this ball game. Ethan Vasco, very experienced quarterback, coming out to lead the Flames. And he's a young man that can hurt you through the air. He's thrown for almost 2,000 yards and 9 touchdowns, but he also has carried it this year 92 times for 230 yards and 5 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, he's got all the tools that you want to see in the quarterback. He's big, he's strong, he's physical. Coach Chadwell really wants to see him improve some decision-making here down the stretch as they try and qualify for the postseason.
Vasco's going to drive back, and he finds his tight end down the seam that time.
Excellent job. It's a little bit of an RPO, trying to suck up that nickel defender and hit the seam right behind him. Great throw.
That was Caleb Ryan for a gain of 16 yards. There's Dickens off that right side, Louisiana Tech right there. Dickens, we mentioned in the opening, he's approaching 1,000 yards on the season, 844, 10 touchdowns on the year, coming off over a 100-yard effort in their last ball game.
And with this 3-3-5 Luke Olson Bulldog defense, everybody thinks run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, but this is the #1 defense in Conference USA, stopping the run.
They're going to hand it off this side, and good job that time by the Louisiana Tech. That's Jamal Shelby Jr. who came up and made the tackle in the open field. No gain on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Excellent job by Jamal Shelby Jr. not getting caught inside and getting beat out to the edge. They're taught to keep their leverage on the outside, turn the play back inside, let your teammates come rally for the tackle.
And if you're Liberty and you just saw Louisiana Tech going on almost 7-minute drive, you don't want to put your defense right back out on the field. So a big 3rd down here early in this ball game. Vasco's got plenty of time and slings it out to the near side, and I think he'll come up a yard short that time. Jamari Person, and they'll bring up a 4th down and 1.
Vasco just kind of stood back there like he was Brady from the 06 or 07 Patriots.
So this Tech run defense, which has been so good this year, has an opportunity here, 4th and 1 at midfield. Vasco's going to keep it. He'll go off the right side, gets a nice block from his running back that time, and picks up the 1st down. Jacob Fields on the tackle.
Again, a more than capable runner Vasco is, and he'll have to use his legs in this game more than just on 4th and 1.
Dickens, the tailback. Send a man in motion, and Dickens will take the handoff, and he's got a hold that time. There's Fields coming up from his safety position to prevent the touchdown, but a nice run by Dickens, and he picks up the 1st down.
Our 2 impact players going head-to-head on this particular play. Dickens is a really good back. He's strong through the hole, makes quick cuts. He's decisive as a runner, and he can go the distance at any moment.
Pistol formation. Turn and hand it to Dickens again. This time Louisiana Tech able to cut him down after a gain of about a yard. That was Makai Mason. Talked to the offensive coordinators for Liberty this week, Newland Isaac and Willie Korn, and they talked, this is the best defense that Liberty has faced this year. Plenty of time once again for Vasco, and he'll find his man over the middle. Great catch that time.
Excellent throw, excellent throw. This is what we call a layered throw. It's the second level of a defense, not the 3rd level, not the 1st level. The 2nd level of a defense is underneath the safety, behind the linebacker. You have to throw a ball that's high enough that the linebacker can't get it, but gets there quick enough that it doesn't impact how the receiver catches the ball and certainly away from a safety. That was an excellent throw.
17 yards on the pickup. Cedric Woods, the Louisiana Tech veteran cornerback, comes off the field that time after making the hit. Dickens once again, he's met right at the hole that time, and again, Jacob Fields coming up to make the tackle. So as Luke said, our two players that we highlighted in the opening, Dickens for the Flames and Fields for Louisiana Tech. They've met a couple of times already here in this first quarter.
They're going to meet several more times in this game, I'm sure. Dickens is going to get his fair share of carries in this game. He's going to have to. There's a lot of guys in the secondary that Vasco has to throw against.
This is the 10th play of the drive. Louisiana Tech is now going to substitute after Liberty substituted late. Down to 3 seconds on the play clock. Vasco's going to keep it. He throws it into the flat. Complete that time.
Seemed to be some kind of
Coleman
miscommunication by the two tight ends for Liberty on this play. They were both running the same route. That was really poor route distribution. Somebody should have been in the flat. Somebody should have been maybe to the post. But there was going to be an open player. Vasco making a good decision, which again, Coach Chadwell talked about. Decision-making for Vasco here lately has been a problem. Did a good job checking the ball down, finding a completion.
3rd down and 3. Coleman takes the handoff, and the Bulldogs are there, and that'll be a big loss, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
They're going to have to kick this. Yeah.
Jaden Mayfield, a redshirt freshman out of Ruston High School, one of a number of Bearcats on this team, comes up for the play, and so that'll bring out the field goal unit.
But it was Makai Mason who made the initial contact, really slowed the runner down. And again, playing complementary football, you don't have to make the play yourself every time, but put yourself in a position that allows your teammates to come help you.
Jay Billingsley splits the upright, so he gets Liberty on the board. Both teams put points on the board on their opening drive. Bulldogs lead 7-3 here early.
Hey, look, we gotta go to Leslie's weight game. Bye. Baby, you look so tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Why don't you go lay down on my Scandinavian and take a nap? I promise you, you're gonna feel and look 25 years younger.
We gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. 25 years gone.
Yeah, that's the baby.
Yeah, but I just sleep.
Great. She wants one too.
Nice. American Mattress Outlet.
Where you don't have to go back in time
To get a great night's sleep.
A quesadilla only place? Finally, someone gets me. Grilled to order, packed with flavor. Because deep down, you didn't want a salad today anyway. No shame, just Dilla's. Primo on the go. Order now at dillas.com.
In 1977, Bo started frying chicken so full of real Southern flavor, folks are still talking. It's the bold seasoning, the crispy, and the juicy chicken that makes us the Carolina Legend. Legends last, but this $5.99 leg and thigh deal won't. It's Bo time.
Around here, Bulldog pride runs deep. Every snap, every pass, every test. When injuries happen, or late night symptoms hit, just a short drive from Ruston, Reeves Memorial Medical Center is ready. From the sidelines to recovery, we are on your team. Reeves Memorial Medical Center, a proud supporter of...
Well, we've gotten a look at both Trey Kukoc and Ethan Vasco. Just take a look at our quarterback comparison brought to you by the Preserve at Tech.
Yeah, Trey Kukoc started the season for the Bulldogs as the opening day starter. He won the job in August. Coach Franklin said that he was really excited that he's fully healthy now. He's back performing at the level that he started the season with, and he really wants to see him get back to form that he saw him win the competition with. Ethan Vasco, on the other hand, has a lot of experience, has played at FIU. He's got every tool in the bag. He's a runner, he's a thrower, he can do it all. Decision-making seems to be the thing that holds him back. Coach Chadwell said for them to make the postseason, he's going to have to be more consistent, indicative of a veteran quarterback like Ethan Vasco.
Well, after Louisiana Tech went on a 13-play, 75-yard drive that took 6:37 off the clock, Liberty answered 12 plays, 60 yards that took 6:01 off the clock. Kukoc finds his tight end. That's a nice job on the scramble. He was trying to come to the outside, it looked like, Luke, but a nice job of finding Finley.
Yeah, it's really a two-man combination. It's a little play action sprinting to the left, and your tight end is your third. We call him a late leak. He's really your third guy. He's a relief valve, a safety valve, and Kukoc did a great job finding him late in the down.
It's Omari Wiggins. And there's, you see some laundry on the field. Wiggins is tackled, but I believe Liberty got a face mask. That was Mike Jarvis, the defensive lineman for Liberty. So it was Jarvis on the face mask. It'll take it to midfield, and Andrew Burnett back in the game. Louisiana Tech back into the Wildcat. Burnett off the right side, and he'll pick up just a couple of yards as the Flames did the job that time. Good job by the Liberty front four.
I wonder if they have a pass play or two with Burnett. Franklin did say he can throw. We don't want him to throw, but he can throw. At some point, you kind of tell on yourself when you bring number 0 in the game at quarterback.
So Kukoc back into the ball game. 2nd down and 8 for Louisiana Tech. Final 60 seconds of the first quarter. Kukoc back, he's going to take a shot up the field, and incomplete. He overthrew his receiver who was covered that time. That was Gandy, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 8.
I like the shot. It's incomplete. They tried to do it early in the first series, but what it does is it tells the secondary, hey, we're not afraid to throw it. We know we have a run-first quarterback, but we will throw it down the field, and you've got to respect it.
Damon Harmon on the coverage that time. That was the first incomplete pass of the ball game. The two quarterbacks had combined 7 for 7 to start this ball game. So 3rd and long. Kukoc keeps it, and he's not going anywhere that time.
A little misdirection play, trying to fake the jet sweep. It's a great job by Liberty defense staying at home.
That was Aaron Hester, redshirt junior out of Jacksonville, Florida, transfer from Florida State, who made the stop. And I tell you what, if he doesn't make the stop, Kukoc looked like he had some running room. So Louisiana Tech into punt now. John Hoyt Chance. End over end. And that'll go out of bounds. We'll see where that'll be marked. Over on the Liberty sideline. On the 15-yard line. So a good punt by John Hoyt Chance. 33 yards. The Flames will take over with only 5 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. 7-3 Louisiana Tech leads. So 1st and 10 for Liberty, their second possession of the ball game. Vasco, he's going to take off, and he'll pick up a nice gain out past the 20-yard line. Chief Leota met him right there, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter. So a quick-moving first quarter here in Ruston, Louisiana. 15 minutes in the book. Louisiana Tech on top over Liberty, 7-3.
Bulldog defense has been plagued by injuries, but defensive coordinator Luke Olson is really pleased with the way these young guys have been able to step up. But even still, he told us this week, you simply can't replace the leadership of a guy like Kobe Fields. Now, Kobe is still the heartbeat of this defense, very active in meetings and in practice and down here on this sideline. But he said it's taken a whole committee of guys to replace that leadership voice, a different voice every week.
Thank you, Madison. Now, Louisiana Tech has three really good young linebackers, Jaden Mayfield, Alonzo Jackson, and Zarek Hill, who have all seen some significant snaps, and Mayfield now starting for Louisiana Tech. Handoff to Dickens off that left side, and he breaks out. And he'll go past midfield before he's finally knocked out of bounds. And we saw if he finds a seam, what he can do with it.
He's got a quick first step. I like how decisive he is. He sees the hole. He doesn't spend a whole lot of time deciding which angle he wants to take. He puts his foot in the ground and gets vertical. He is a home run hitter, a guy that you'll see playing on Sundays.
Now 36 yards on that carry. Prior to that, only 20 yards rushing for Liberty. Dickens up the middle this time, and he powers his way forward for 5 yards.
And that's probably the unsung part of his play is he's really strong. 5'11", only 195 pounds, but he's really strong back. He's able to push the pile, and he doesn't go down on first contact.
Yeah, Liberty coaches talked about his contact balance and how he rarely goes down on the first hit. They say he's the smartest guy in the room. He's always studying film. They're going to take a shot. Vasco, and there comes the laundry, as that's going to be pass interference called against Jamal Shelby.
Yeah, that one could have gone either way. I could have seen reason to say that was uncatchable. But Shelby was certainly on the back of the receiver.
You can see right where he gets to the end zone, the Louisiana Tech defender just reaches out and grabs him. So the penalty will give Liberty the first down.
You said it earlier, Malcolm. Louisiana Tech's going to have to find a way to get some pressure on Ethan Vasco. He's got all the time that he wants in the pocket right now.
Handoff off the left side and a hurdle that time. Close to a first down. That time that was Vaughn Blue, sophomore out of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Vaughn's got 41 carries on the year for 204 yards, about a 5-yard average. And as you saw right there, he's perfectly capable of carrying the ball for this Flames offense.
Jacob Fields doesn't miss tackles very often, but that time Blue used him as a hurdle. Handoff off the left side and another hole that time, and Liberty finding some running room on this drive inside the 5. So it'll be first and goal on the 3-yard line. Now this Louisiana Tech defense ranks among the nation's best in red zone defense, forcing opponents to try a lot of field goals. Let's see if Louisiana Tech can stop Liberty. It'll be Vasco this time, and he goes nowhere.
Excellent job. Being strong at the point of attack to the defense.
So Makai Mason, Cam Franklin, a couple of the Bulldogs right there to make the play. A loss of a couple. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5.
Redshirt freshman from Ruston, Louisiana, Jaden Mayfield was first through the hole. This linebacking core, you haven't seen much of a drop-off. I know Kobe Fields is sorely missed, but man, they're playing well.
Vasco over the middle, and that was high. I don't know if that was deflected at the line or.
The quarterbacks are taught at this area of the field, its shoulder pads are higher. That ball has to be high in the back of the end zone. We tend to have an aiming point of the bottom half of the crossbar you see on the goalpost. The bottom half of the crossbar, give your receiver a chance to go up and catch it, or nobody catches it.
Yeah, that one was just high, and so it'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 5. Vasco's going to try to take it himself. He'll pick up maybe a yard. Did he lose the football? Nope, they're going to say he was down, and it'll bring up a 4th and goal. So here comes the field goal for Liberty, and as I mentioned, that Tech defense, they are stingy when you get in the red zone.
That was Christian Davis. It was all about his get-off. He worked an arm-over-swim technique as a three technique or a nose on the guard that he was facing. Got the edge on him and was able to free up his right hand to make a tackle. That was a great play by a defensive tackle.
Jay Billingsley back in. He's already got 1 field goal in this ball game. And the kick is up and good. So Liberty marches down the field. They had some chunk plays, but when they got inside the 5, Louisiana Tech's defense stood tall. We'll head to a media timeout here in Ruston.
Southern States Equipment is proud to be the official equipment rental company of Louisiana Tech Athletics. With multiple locations across the region, we deliver the right equipment where you need it and great service when you need it.
Southern States Equipment, customer focused, service driven. Go Dogs!
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, proud sponsor of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Welcome to Trenton Dental Center and Trenton Sleep Solutions. I'm Dr. Paige Valentine, the official dentist of Louisiana Tech Athletics. Come see what we have to offer.
Master Restore provides something very important to insurance carriers, and it's something no other disaster restoration company can match. It's genuine partnership. With over 65 years of industry experience, you can count on us to provide your policyholder with the peace of mind they need. When you recommend Service Master Restore, you're recommending a company dedicated to achieving the highest level of customer satisfaction. You're known for going above and beyond for your policyholders, so are we. Call us today. Service Master Restore, your partner in customer satisfaction.
At Louisiana.
At Liberty Drive, 9 plays, 80 yards, 23-yard field goal. We asked Jamie Chadwell this week how the mentality of his team was, coming off really 2 heartbreaking losses, and he said, "I hope we're desperate." He said, "I wish I could tell you that we aren't fragile after what has happened, but in realistic," he said, "we need something positive to happen early." Well, after watching Louisiana Tech march down the field, Liberty's come back, put a couple of field goals on the board. Their defense did a nice job the last time the Tech offense was out there. So I would say that the Flames have answered the call so far.
Yeah, they're 3-2 in their last 5, right? They lost last week in an overtime thriller to FIU. And all you want to do is see how your team responds. You won 3 in a row, you've lost the last 2. Now it's time to bounce back and play the way that you know your team is capable of playing. Every coach knows what their team is capable of. It's getting them to play at a consistent level week in and week out.
Max Morgan will kick off for Liberty. This one's going to bounce around and be picked up by Clay Tevenen, and it's a good job by the coverage unit that time as Louisiana Tech will start back on their 17-yard line, and there is a late flag right along the Louisiana Tech sideline. And
it appears to be on Liberty.
I think it was a late hit, a little extracurricular activity after the play was over. We'll see what they call here. And if so, this is a bad penalty. Oh, they're going to pick it up.
Waved it off.
I always wonder about that, right? I mean, the striped shirt was looking right at the call. He threw the flag late, and then he picks it up. Pistol formation for Louisiana Tech. Kukoc, the quarterback for the Bulldogs. He'll turn and hand it off to Tevenen, and he'll power his way past the 20-yard line for a pickup of about 4 yards. Burnett now in for the Wildcat. We've seen Tech almost split at 50-50 so far here.
I was just going to say, I don't know that Kukoc has had a second down play yet.
Send Tevenen in motion. And he's going to drop back, and he is going to throw it up the field, and it is intercepted. That is Damon Harmon. He is still loose. And he will be tackled at the 25-yard line. And Louisiana Tech took a chance there with Burnett trying to throw the football, and it backfired for the Bulldogs.
It's the risk you run, right? When you ask a player that doesn't handle the ball that way in the passing game to do something that he's not accustomed to doing, asking him to place the ball over the shoulder 35, 42 yards down the field. That's a tough thing to ask Andrew Burnett to do, who's your powerful, bruising type running back. That's always the question that you have when you get into this Wildcat. You know you can't just lean on the run. Defense is going to be privy to that, right? And so you try and come up with some way to throw the football, and that's the risky run.
So great field position for the Flames. Vasco has plenty of time. Again, he fires. He's got a receiver inside the 5. That is Jalen Coleman, and that quickly the Flames on the Louisiana Tech 4-yard line, a gain of 21.
And Coleman came out of the backfield to run that seam. That's an excellent play design to get him up the seam. You have a crosser that pulls the safety out. You have a backside post who holds the corner, and here you run your back straight up the seam. It's an excellent play design.
Pistol formation now for the Flames. Dickens, the tailback. They're going to hand it to Dickens, and he'll pick up 3 yards down to the 1-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and goal. Well, the Flames were just here in this scenario, and Louisiana Tech's defense was able to hold that time, hold them to a field goal, and now they'll have another opportunity. 2nd down and goal. Dickens again, and he'll cross the goal line for the touchdown. So Evan Dickens will give Liberty the lead as they capitalize on the interception. 3 plays covering 25 yards. Dickens with his 11th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Flames on top 12-7.
And as you and I were talking in the pregame, Malcolm, we talked about how you haven't seen very many offenses go the distance on this Louisiana Tech defense. It's when they get a short field, a turnover, a special teams play, something like that, that puts the defense at a disadvantage with a short field, right? And that's what we see here. Liberty Flames took advantage of it.
Now Billingsley's extra point is up and good, and Liberty, with 9 minutes to play in the second quarter, leads 13-7.
5 minutes remaining in the
13-7 our score. Liberty leads. Here's a look at Louisiana Tech head coach Sonny Cumming, his 4th year in Ruston. He's trying to get his Bulldogs to 6 wins and get them bowl eligible. Louisiana Tech played in a bowl last year, although the Bulldogs only won 5 games. They played in the Independence Bowl after Marshall pulled out after accepting the bid. And so Bulldogs trying to get to 6 wins for the first time since 2019. There's another awkward kickoff that goes out of bounds. That's 2 in a row by Max Morgan that he just looks like me shanking a wedge as that one goes out of bounds. And so Louisiana Tech will start at its own 35-yard line. Our coaching spotlight presented by Louisiana National Bank, the Uncommon Bank. Omari Wiggins off the right side, just pushing his way forward for 5 yards. Bring up a 2nd down and 5. And now a player down for the Flames.
Aiden Vaughn.
Yeah, Aiden Vaughn, redshirt junior linebacker. Got 25 tackles on the year. Both these teams, Luke, have lost the heartbeat of their defense to injuries this year. For Louisiana Tech, we talked about it, was Kobe Fields. The Bulldogs have done a really good job of being able to continue to play at a high level without him. For Liberty, it was Joseph Carter, their linebacker. We're going to take a commercial break right here as they see about Vaughn. We'll be back. Seven Liberty leads as they got Vaughn off the field. There's a look at Jamie Chadwell, his 3rd season as the head coach at Liberty, and his first year, man, I tell you what, undefeated in the regular season, as it was one of those very memorable seasons for Chadwell and this group. They've got 27 seniors this year who have never missed playing in a bowl game, Luke. But Jamie Chadwell, a very veteran coach. He's been the head coach at North Greenville, a D2 school, Delta State, which of course in Mississippi, Charleston Southern, Coastal Carolina, and now Liberty. He's had a lot of success everywhere he's been. He was a lot of fun to talk to. Seemed like a great guy.
And he's got former players as his offensive coordinators, co-offensive coordinators. So that says a lot when the players that you coached want to come back and coach for you.
Yeah, you look at his coaching staff, and not only the 2 offensive coordinators, a lot of them have either played and coached for him or have coached with him for a long time at a lot of these stops. And Louisiana Tech's going to give the 5 yards right back. As there's Marlon Jackson.
A little excited there. Typically that happens after a play, after a timeout, and you draw something up on the sideline that you feel really, really good about. He was excited, a little overzealous maybe.
So now 2nd down and 10. Kukuk's going to keep it, makes a nice cut, takes a big hit out past the 40-yard line, gets to the 41. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4. That was Darrell Farrar. So Farrar with the tackle, came in with 58 tackles this year. And now Louisiana Tech faced with a 3rd down. Kukuk's going to take off, and he will be about 2 yards short of the 1st down, and so 4th and 2, and we'll see what Sonny Cumbie elects to do. You got to think the punting unit's going to come on for Louisiana Tech, and that 5-yard penalty on Marlon Jackson coming out of the timeout hurts Louisiana Tech.
Definitely hurts them. That, I believe, showed Kukuk as not having played a lot here lately. There was a blitz off the left side, a free runner, and had he taken the quick throw to the flat, he might have had an opportunity to 1st down.
Punt is away. Fair catch called for and made at the 15-yard line, and so that's where Liberty will take over, leading 13-7. 42-yard punt on John Hoyt Chance. Louisiana Tech will end its regular season at Missouri State next week, while Liberty will be at home to take on Kennesaw State. Again, the Flames have to win out to get bowl eligible. Louisiana Tech needs to win one of their last 2. Hand off to Dickens off that right side, and there's Jacob Fields coming up to make the play.
Surprise, surprise, those two are involved in the play. Jacob Fields squaring Dickens up and coming up with a great tackle.
Vasco 5 for 6 for 69 yards, and really he has not been pressured at all when he drops back to pass. Hand off again, and this time he's got a hole off that side. Makes the man miss out past the 40 where he's tripped up.
And I believe the 40-yard line is what tripped him up. He'd have had another 10 or 12 yards. Looks like he loses his footing right on that last cut he makes. But this guy's a dynamic runner. Like, you can just watch him run. He's got great vision. He sees the hole really well. He protects the football. I love how he's carrying it high and tight as he's running. I'm really impressed with Evan Dickens.
Transfer from Georgia Tech. And this time Vasco keeps it. He's going to pick up a 1st down. Inside Louisiana Tech's side of the field to the 40-yard line. So Liberty, against this top-ranked rushing defense in Conference USA, is finding some big holes. That's 14 yards on that carry.
Coach Olson warned us about the multiple ways they run the football, including the option. That makes the assignment responsibilities that much more important for this Bulldog defense.
Now what a hit that time by Fields. Dickens tried to cut back, and that time Jacob Fields comes up and makes a hard hit.
I think we chose 2 good impact players to highlight before the game.
Dickens already at 84 yards rushing in this ball game, and a touchdown. Fields already with 7 tackles for Louisiana Tech. Vasco, and that one over the middle. Jaden Mayfield, the Tech linebacker, dropped that time. He may have gotten a hand on it. It'll bring up 3rd down. Yep,
oh,
you see right
does.
there.
Sure does.
Liberty 0 for 3 on third down, although the Flames lead 13-7 on the scoreboard. Blitz this time by Louisiana Tech. Nobody there. Louisiana Tech brought pressure that time, Luke, and they finally got to Vasco.
Yeah, we haven't seen them, I don't believe, bring any pressure thus far. And then on this third down, they come with an all-out pressure. They bring as many guys as they can. Coach Olson said it's not about the sacks, it's about the hurries, it's about the pressure. And we did get an intentional grounding. I figured it would be.
That was Jaden Mayfield, who had just tipped the previous pass. He was the one that got to Vasco that time, so the intentional grounding call will move it back to midfield. And Louisiana Tech's going to call a timeout. So the Bulldogs will call a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. 4:47 to play here, first half. Liberty up 13-7.
Doesn't seem like an area you want to spend a timeout in. I don't think they're going to go for a fake punt or anything from here.
Tech will send 2 back. It'll be Latulis and Mickens for the Bulldogs. They'll bring up a 4th down and 20.
Number 6 for Liberty, now number 81.
First punt for Liberty in the ball game. Punt is away. And Louisiana Tech, it hits them. I think the Bulldogs have recovered. They've thrown flags. I actually thought on first glance it was his own man that hit him, but they've thrown the flag. We'll get another look at it. I think the Bulldogs did pounce on it, though, but
I think Coach Chadwell thinks it's...
Yeah, I thought it was his own. Yeah, that's what Jamie Chadwell. I don't know if we can get another look at it here, but yep, nope, it was the Liberty player that time. Now Chadwell may be arguing he was kind of pushed in. There was a Bulldog and a Flame coming down that time, but Louisiana Tech, because of the penalty, will start on their own 28-yard line. Marlon Jackson with the handoff, and he'll turn it upfield, picks up just 2 yards. Liberty strings it out. Nice job by the Flames defensively that time.
So you see the first 2 series that the Bulldog offense had where they were 4 yards, 5 yards, 3 yards, 6 yards on first down, 3 yards on second down. Now we're seeing 1 yard, half a yard, lost yards on first down these last couple of series. Makes all the difference in the world in how your drive starts.
Clay Tevenen in at tailback. He'll go in motion. Hugh Cuck. And that ball is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 3rd and long, and this is not what Tony Franklin and Louisiana Tech offensively wants to be faced with.
Cook is not the tallest of guys. They list him at 6'1". I'm not sure he's 6'1". And he doesn't have the highest release. So when you run quick game, he doesn't have a lot of separation between him and the offensive line, or the defensive line for that matter. And it lends itself to batted balls at the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 8. He has time. He's going to scramble. Flag down. Kukuk's going to pick up the first down, but I think this one's going to be called back. And so the holding call will bring it back, and the Bulldogs will now be faced with 3rd and 18. Yep, you can see Clay Tevenen with the takedown that time. So 3rd and 18. Louisiana Tech only has 21 yards passing in this first half. Hugh Cook 3 of 5 for 21 yards. And he's going to take off and run. Sonny Cumbie and Tony Franklin deciding to play it safe this time. And so that Tech will bring on the punting unit. And again, for the second straight possession for Louisiana Tech, a penalty stalls the drive.
Yeah, penalties were an issue early in the season. We overcame those to get wins. Starting the first 5 games 4-1, did Louisiana Tech Bulldogs did. So far in this game, they've had a negative impact, as penalties usually do.
John Hoyt Chance punts it away. A good punt over the head. And it'll just get into the end zone. It's a 71-yard punt. John Hoyt Chance just needed 70, and it would have been one of the better punts of the college football season.
John Hoyt Chance leads the nation with 25 punts of 50-plus yards. It's a pretty good stat for a punter.
Now that was a season long for John Hoyt Chance, surpassing his previous long of 68. Actually a 72-yard punt officially.
Wow. Well, now he has 26 over 50 yards, I should say.
That time, Dickens makes the Bulldog miss, and he'll get a first down. And look, this is a big possession for both these teams. Liberty will get the football to start the third quarter. So if you're Louisiana Tech, already trailing 13-7, you've got to find a way to get a stop, especially with your offense struggling now.
That's right, and Liberty is thinking about the twofer that you and I always talk about right here at the end of the half, scoring, because you know you're going to get the ball back at the beginning of the second half. So you talk about being able to blow a game open. If they can score here and get the ball coming out of halftime, it can really get dicey for the Bulldogs.
Now Liberty's going to let it go to the 2-minute timeout. So we'll take another commercial break. Flames with the football, leading 13-7.
At Louisiana National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbor, your partner, your friend. Locally owned and family operated, we proudly invest in our neighbors, our schools, and our future. Louisiana National Bank, rooted in tradition, growing with you. Louisiana National Bank, uncommon banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Through the Lincoln Health Foundation, the Health Hut is able to serve the community and allow students from Louisiana Tech to come gain the experience of shadowing and giving back to the community.
As a student, the mentorship program has been such an invaluable resource to me. The transition between undergraduate and graduate school and the application process is so stressful. So having alumni give back to Louisiana Tech has been such an invaluable resource to me, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am without the program.
Dogs, always digging beneath the surface in search of something. At Louisiana Tech, our Bulldogs dig too for a breakthrough that changes lives. Healing traumatic brain injury, making timber more profitable, securing our nation's most vital assets. Leading edge research driven by faculty, enhanced by students, maximizing human potential. Louisiana Tech University. How about them dogs?
We're ambitious, leaders,
globally minded,
learning online,
and in person.
We're all about building relationships
With students,
with our faculty, with alumni and employers. We're creative, analytical,
and innovative.
We're creating solutions for today's complex business issues.
Together, we're the College of Business at Louisiana Tech University, and we're impacting the future of business.
Well, so far in this first half, Luke, Liberty has 5 rushing plays of over 10 yards and 3 pass plays of over 15 yards. So 8 what you would consider, I guess, chunk plays against a very good Louisiana Tech defense.
Yeah, they've really done a good job creating explosive plays against a defense that hadn't allowed very many of those all season.
There's the option out to Dickens. He makes Fields miss, makes another Bulldog miss, and he'll pick up the first down.
Man, again, option football is incredibly difficult to stop. It is about your eye discipline. It is about gap responsibility. It's about responsibility in the second level of the defense. And Liberty's doing a great job taking advantage of all things that Bulldogs are giving them.
That ball tipped and falls to the ground. Jacob Fields made a diving attempt. It'll bring up a second down. Evan Dickens needed 156 yards rushing today to surpass 1,000. He's got 112 in this first half. He's averaging 7.5 yards a carry. Basco keeps it and he goes down, and Sonny Cumbie may use a timeout right here.
Absolutely.
But he's not going to at this point. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 13.
See the defense do 2 things here. They could play max zone, or they could really come after him and try to create confusion and a turnover, backed up and play field position. Expecting them to punt on 4th down.
Liberty's going to let as much of the play clock run as possible. Louisiana Tech electing not to call a timeout, and Jamie Chadwell will. A little surprised there that the Bulldogs didn't use one of their remaining 2 timeouts.
Yeah, it's about a 45-second difference. Exactly a 45-second difference.
Now, again, Trey Kukuk is not what you would consider Louisiana Tech's passing quarterback. Blake Baker, who is out for the season with an injury, was Louisiana Tech's best passing quarterback. Evan Bullock, who was now lost for the season as well, also can throw the ball downfield. Again, we've talked about Kukuk's biggest strength are his legs, so maybe he's thinking, well, even if we got it pinned down inside the 15, I would probably play it conservatively.
Right.
But again, 3rd and 13, 57 seconds to play here in the opening half. Basco, a little tried to screen inside. Louisiana Tech had that covered. Basco makes the right decision that time and just throws it to the ground.
It's an excellent job by the defensive line for Louisiana Tech, reading the release of the offensive lineman. You see number 90 there, Jaden Madkins. He reads the release of the offensive lineman. How often is an offensive lineman just going to release you and let you go to the running back? So he reads that, backs up, gets in the way of the passing lane for the screen, comes up with a big stop.
Punt is away, fair caught at the 18-yard line.
To your point here, Malcolm, we have 2 timeouts. Louisiana Tech has 2 timeouts. But Kukuk is not a guy that can really push the ball down the field. It'll all depend on what happens on this first play.
38-yard punt by Max Morgan. And so Tech with 2 timeouts remaining, 49 seconds on the clock. Swings it out here to the near side and pickup of only about 2 yards. I think the Bulldogs will probably be content with only picking up 2 yards on first down, although they are going to hurry up here. Let's see if they actually the one thing Louisiana Tech can't do here, and that's turn the football over the middle. Eli Finley catches it out past the 40-yard line, and now Sonny Cumbie will use a timeout. 16 yards on the completion. John Hoyt Chance is the field goal kicker that would kick 50-plus yarders for Louisiana Tech. You would need about another probably 20 yards to give him a chance. The wind is blowing from the north to the south here, so it would benefit Louisiana Tech. Only one timeout remaining for the Bulldogs. John Hoyt Chance kicked a 55-yarder and a win over New Mexico State. Cucook scrambles, he can run. And gets out past midfield, runs out of bounds around the 49-yard line with actually they're going to mark it at the 50, so he'll be just a yard short of the first down with 11 seconds to play.
So again, there's got to be communication with your quarterback. You still have one timeout. Anything in the field of play has to be timeout immediately. But we don't want to spend a whole lot of time. We got a free play.
Down the field, and it is caught by Gandy at the 30. Flags down, and as Luke said, it looked like Liberty had jumped off sides on the play. But Louisiana Tech, barring this penalty being against the Bulldogs, is in field goal range now with 6 seconds.
This is an underrated play by Trey Cucook. And what I mean by that is when you have a free play, every quarterback from 7th grade to the NFL knows that when you have a free play, take the shot that you have down the field, right? The worst that can happen is it's incomplete and you get 5 free yards. But what often happens is quarterbacks overthrow their receiver. Cucook did a great job underthrowing the receiver, giving him a chance to catch it. And because he caught it, yes, it's not a touchdown, but it ends up being a 25, 26-yard gain, all because he gave him an opportunity to catch the ball.
Now there's 6 seconds on the clock. Louisiana Tech has one timeout remaining.
Well, I think what you can see happen now is probably a one-shot opportunity to the end zone. It can't be thrown anywhere else but into the end zone. Either that or they're going to try and center the ball down, timeout, kick the field goal.
Yeah, the one thing that, as a quarterback here, Trey Cucook has to make sure he does, and that's get rid of the football.
You cannot scramble. You cannot take a sack.
He's going to run it to the middle of the field. They're just centering it up. Sonny Cumbie's going to call the timeout. That's all the Bulldogs were really wanting to do, and so it'll be about a 46, 47-yard field goal attempt. It will be Drew Henderson coming on. Henderson 6 of 10 on the year. He's struggled here recently. Just a couple of field goals and the loss to Delaware in the first half. It'll be a 47-yard field goal. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and he missed it. He pushed it to the right, and Louisiana Tech leaves points on the field at the end of the first half. A great job by the offense to drive down the field and put them in position, but Drew Henderson's struggles on field goals here recently continue, and Liberty will lead 13-7. Madison is with head coach Sonny Cumbie.
Coach, some offensive changes coming into this game. What are your thoughts on how your team's handling it?
Well, I thought the first drive was great. I think that Coach Franklin and our staff have done a really good job of trying to be creative. You roll the dice with having Burnett throw the ball, and it didn't work out for us. But I think that, we've got to play a little bit harder on defense. We've got to tackle better. And then offensively, I thought we did a nice job there in the last minute with a 2-minute. And, we just got to make kicks. And, our team has got, to continue to fight. The second half, we've got to make sure we get stops. I think we're going to be able to create a takeaway or two, and we just got to capitalize on those.
Who are you leaning on to lead that fight for the second half?
Well, I think guys like Eli Finley, your offensive line, I think the offensive line has done a really pretty good job. They're excited about the game plan and being able to run the ball. And then I think defensively, you've seen Jacob Fields make plays.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Well, that's the end of the half. Louisiana Tech trails 13-7 here at Joe Ice Stadium. It's here at the half, 13-7 in Ruston, and there's a look at some of our Skip Russell State Farm halftime stats. And Luke, this ball game, Louisiana Tech took the opening kickoff, marked 75 yards on 13 plays, did most of the damage on the ground between Trey Kukoc and then some Wildcat formation. That first drive for Louisiana Tech was textbook.
Was textbook. I mean, it was first and second down were the key downs in that first drive, where you got 5 yards, you got 4 yards, you got 6 yards on first and second down, and made third downs easy. You even converted third downs on first and second down. So the opportunities to move the ball are there. It's about finding the rhythm and finding the consistency in the play call. When you have an opportunity and you're in the Wildcat and you want to change it up a little bit, you, like Coach said, it's a little bit risky. You're asking a guy that doesn't normally throw the ball down the field to throw it down the field to try and create an explosive play. Sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor, and that's been the difference in this ball game so far.
Well, you got to give the Liberty defense some credit. After that opening drive, they have been really good. Really the only true drive Louisiana Tech had after the opening drive was the one right before the half that resulted in the missed field goal on the last play of the first half. Bulldogs defensively really played real well in the first half. They limited Liberty to the 2 field goals, but as you mentioned, it was the play on when they asked Andrew Burnett, the tailback who was playing in the Wildcat, to drop back and try to make a throw down the field. It led to the interception. The return is set up the short field. That's the only touchdown Liberty scored, but that's the difference here in this first half.
It's the explosive plays that Liberty's had, both on the ground and a few in the pass game. Evan Dickens is worth the price of admission. He's a really good player. And for the Bulldog defense that's only allowing 119 or so rush yards a game, having allowed 141 in this first half, they're in the locker room right now finding ways, talking about ways that they can limit the explosive plays in the second half, and that's been a huge difference on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Dickens with 112 yards. The Bulldogs defense is kind of bent but not broke in this first half, but Dickens approaching 1,000 yards on the season, and he may get there here this afternoon. We're going to take another commercial break. Liberty leads it 13-7 here at the half.
Rush yards. 19. There's going to be statues.
Yeah, they're up there. Can you see that? You can see the one. Yeah, the other one's just further this way. Okay. So it's just the 2 on the 2 coaches, Maxie Lambright and Joe Ia. So I'll talk about everything and who Chris Richardson was, and that his family helped fund this, and I'll talk about Maxie and Joe Ia, and we'll say, although you didn't play for him as a former Louisiana Tech player, you know who Maxie Lambright and Joe Ia were, blah, blah, blah. And we'll just Tech tradition, legacy, that sort of stuff.
You're trying to throw the ball as far as you can, and from there, try to get the field goal. Whoever's closest and you get it in wins the Bulldog football jersey. Justin and Nathan, are you ready? All right, Nathan, you're up first. Let's see how I can put that ball. Not bad. Scoot him up. Hold it down to the 40-yard line. All right. Oh, Jackson Barnett, and it didn't go very well. All right. Jackson Rick on the 60-yard line. See how far you can throw that ball. All right, Jackson, you're not even in play right now. Get on the field. Yeah, you're in the wrong spot.
Welcome back to Joe I. Stadium. Earlier this morning at about 10 a.m., Louisiana Tech dedicated the Richardson Family Legacy Plaza as legendary Hall of Fame coaches Maxie Lambright and Joe Aye have been honored with their own statues here in Ruston, Louisiana. Maxie Lambright coached for 26 years, all-time winningest coach for Louisiana Tech, followed by Maxie Lambright, who led Louisiana Tech to 3 national championships in the early 1970s. So 2 of the legendary coaches here at Louisiana Tech honored with their own statues. Chris Richardson, his family helped fund this project. Chris Richardson played for Louisiana Tech. He played for Maxie Lambright from 1969 through 1971. All-American offensive lineman in 1971. So the Chris Richardson Family Legacy Plaza unveiled here in Ruston, Louisiana this morning. We'll be back with more of our halftime. And Louisiana Tech, they're back out on the field starting to warm up. And Luke McCown, if you're the Flames, you're up 13-7 at the half. You get the football to start the third quarter. What are you looking to do, maybe better or the same in the second half?
Well, you feel good about your explosive plays. You want to find some consistency on third down and be able to manage. You have to understand that there's going to be pressure coming, right? The time that Vasco has had to throw in the first half is unacceptable from a Louisiana Tech defensive standpoint. They're going to try and heat you up in some form or fashion. And so managing that, understanding that's coming, and managing that is probably the top of Liberty's to-do list.
And if you're Sonny Cumbie and the Bulldogs?
Defensively, you got to find a way to get the ball. That's the staple of this defense is turnovers. They've got 17 on the year. They're one of the tops in the nation, tops in Conference USA. You got to find a way to take the ball back and give your offense more opportunities.
Well, the Flames will get it to start the third quarter. We'll be back with the second half.
Hey, look, we gotta go to Leslie's weight game. Bye. Baby, you look so tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Why don't you go lay down on my Scandinavian and take a nap? I promise you, you're gonna feel and look 25 years younger.
We gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. 25 years gone.
Dad, that's the baby.
Yeah, but how'd you sleep?
Great. She wants one too.
Nice. American Mattress Outlet.
Where you don't have to go back in time
to get a great night's sleep.
In the Department of Aviation, we have two majors. We have professional aviation and we have aviation management. Our aviation program is pretty spectacular. It's the only 4-year aviation program in Louisiana. We are an ABI accredited safety university, so we have a very safe program here as well. In the Department of Aviation, we have a couple different ways of teaching. So we have ground classes, which are the classes you take on campus, and then we have the stuff at the airport. So you come out and meet with your instructor. You have ground classes with your instructor, so you'll sit down and they'll teach you. You have simulator lessons, which you'll go in the sim and do lessons there, and then you'll go up in the plane and have flight lessons as well. And those can consist of local flights just during maneuvers, or they can be cross countries, or kind of any other thing you need to do in the plane. There's lots of different ways that you can use the degree you get here. You can fly corporate, you can fly commercial, you can go to the military, you can do pretty much whatever you set your heart to. Your training is very individual, and if it's what you love, then put in the work and follow through with it.
Dogs, always digging beneath the surface in search of something. At Louisiana Tech, our Bulldogs dig too for breakthrough that changes lives. Healing traumatic brain injury, making timber more profitable, securing our nation's most vital assets. Leading edge research driven by faculty, enhanced by students, maximizing human potential. Louisiana Tech University. How about them dogs?
Around here, Bulldog pride runs deep. Every snap, every pass, every test. When injuries happen, or late-night symptoms hit, just a short drive from Ruston, Reeves Memorial Medical Center is ready. From the sidelines to recovery, we are on your team. Reeves Memorial Medical Center, a proud supporter of Louisiana.
Now Louisiana Tech, well, they're looking for their 6th win of the season in bowl eligibility. Liberty, they're looking for their 5th win of the season, and they would love to go back to Lynchburg, knowing that next week a win at home over Kennesaw State would get them bowl eligible. Louisiana Tech will be kicking off to start this third quarter. Evan Dickens approaching 1,000 yards rushing on the season for Liberty. Oh, he needs 44 more yards in this second half. He had 112 in the first half. And Luke, most of his damage was done kind of off tackle when he could get off to the outside, and he made some men miss, and he broke off a couple of long ones.
These outside zone runs are his specialty, where he's a one-cut hitter, the Kyle Shanahan type offense where you see him stretch to the side of the formation and then put his foot in the ground and get vertical. He's really, really good at that. I've been impressed with him so far.
That'll be in the end zone, fair call, so the Flames will start on their own 25-yard line. leading 13-7. One note, Cedric Woods went out in that first quarter after a hit. He is back out there for Louisiana Tech.
This is a big drive for the Louisiana Tech defense right here.
Yeah, if you're Sonny Cummey and the Bulldogs, you know you got 30 minutes left, but you just don't want to fall multiple scores behind, knowing that you're struggling to have chunk plays in this ball game. First carry of the second half by Dickens. Picks up a couple of yards.
Well, and Luke Olson, in our production meetings with him, told us this is the most opportunistic defense he's ever coached. And so you really want to see them. Opportunities are sometimes created, right? And you got to believe that you're going to be in the right position. But you want to see them capitalize.
There's a shot down the field to the big tight end inside the 20-yard line. That was Caleb Ryan. And Liberty hits on a big pass play, and they've got it in the red zone.
It's a really good job. Again, it's a play action. You're faking the jet sweep, and then you're running 4 verticals. You got a special seam crossing by your tight end, and you're sending your other tight end up the number 2 seam, we call it. And that's a great read and great throw by Ethan Vasco.
55 yards on the completion. Now they hand it to Dickens up the middle. He'll pick up a couple of yards. Makai Mason on the tackle. That was Michael Richard, who got beat on the play by Caleb Ryan. Second down and 8. Pistol formation. Fakes the handoff. Some pressure as Vasco is just going to throw it away. And he's made some good decisions. He hasn't had a lot of pressure today. We've talked about it, but talking to the Liberty coaches this week, said he plays with a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger. When he gets in trouble is when he tries to do too much. As a former quarterback yourself, you can understand that.
I have been accused of that myself, trying to do too much. But they just want him to control what he can control, play his part of the game. He's got plenty of physical ability, make the right play. Sometimes that means throwing the ball away is the best play you can make.
3rd and 8. He's going to take a shot towards the end zone, and there's the flag. And that'll be defensive pass interference called on Jamal Shelby for the second time in this ball game, both of them in the end zone.
Yeah, the ball was a little bit underthrown, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that as a defender. You're taught to see the receiver's eyes, and when he looks, you look. I think Shelby got caught not knowing where the ball was at.
Number 7. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line.
And so the ball will be moved to the 2-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal, and that's a huge penalty right there.
Ball goes up. You see Shelby never really got his head around until the ball was on its way down, and that's a tough play.
We'll send it down to Madison Kaufman. She had a chance to catch up with Jamie Chadwell. We'll do it right after this play on 1st and goal. They hand it to Dickens, and he'll cruise in for the touchdown, and Liberty comes out of the locker room and scores the touchdown. Madison Kaufman, what did Coach Chadwell have to say?
That's right, guys. Jamie Chadwell said that's exactly what they are looking for Liberty to do, is score just like they did. He said they've got to get to 20 if they're going to win this game. Points are at an all-time premium, and this game is particularly a big one for them. They're in the exact same situation they've been the last 2 weeks, and they don't want to go home with an L this time.
So the big pass play sets it up. The defensive pass interference on 3rd down keeps the drive alive. Dickens with his 2nd touchdown run of the ball game, and the Flames on top, 20-7.
At St. Francis Health, We're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, proud sponsor of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
ServiceMaster Restore provides something very important to insurance carriers, and it's something no other disaster restoration company can match. It's genuine partnership. With over 65 years of industry experience, you can count on us to provide your policyholder with the peace of mind they need. When you recommend ServiceMaster Restore, you're recommending a company dedicated to achieving the highest level of customer satisfaction. You're known for going above and beyond for your policyholders, so are we. Call us today. ServiceMaster Restore, your partner in customer satisfaction.
It's bow time. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina Legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you can say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
In the department.
20-7. Liberty now leads as the Flames go 75 yards on 6 plays in a minute and 50. Of course, the 55-yard completion to the tight end, Caleb Ryan, and then the defensive PI on Jamal Shelby on 3rd down. Feel like Louisiana Tech, that's a great kickoff right there. The corner, it'll be a touchback, but you almost feel like the Bulldogs need a special teams play, a defensive touchdown, which they've got 7 of them on the year, which leads the country. But we'll see what the Bulldogs do offensively here on their first possession of the second half. Trey Kukoc, empty backfield. Swings it out to Tevenen, and there's nowhere for Clay Tevenen to go. Good job by the Liberty defense. Tackle for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11.
Play like that is typically a read for the quarterback, a box read. We call it a box read. If he's got 5 in the box, 6 in the box, he can decide to throw it or keep it. He had the right box count. Nothing came from it, trying to get it on the edge.
Pitch out here, nice cut that time, but nice pursuit from behind. Tevenen picks up 2 yards. Aaron Hester, that looked like that may go for 5, 6, 7 yards, but Hester made a nice play, the defensive end for the Flames, and Tech's got a 3rd and long.
That's a great job by Aaron Hester in the backside pursuit of the Flame defense.
Tech 3 of 6 on 3rd downs. Under pressure, and he threw it up to Marlon Jackson, and it looked like it got over the defender, and Jackson unable to grab it, and so it'll be a 3 and out for Louisiana Tech.
I think the defender just gets a fingertip on it. Right
Yep.
there at the end.
Sure
that was
did.
really close. But again, it's 1st and 2nd down, Malcolm. It's tough when you have to go 9 yards every time you're in a 3rd down, which has been, the majority of the plays since that first drive. 1st and 2nd down, you're in behind the chains, as they say, behind the sticks.
That was a Corey Jones who got the fingertip on it and prevented Marlon Jackson from being able to catch that. And so Liberty takes over after the 46-yard punt by John Hoyt Chance. And now there's even more pressure on this Louisiana Tech defense.
Every offensive coordinator that I ever played for has what we call drive starters. Plays that you want to hit that'll get your team rolling. They're outside perimeter screens, they're strong runs up the middle, things that are going to get you 3 and 4 yards that you feel really good about, your team feels really good about. That helps you get the ball rolling on a drive. I feel like that's what Louisiana Tech needs here in this next series on offense.
Here's that outside read, and Dickens is going to cross the 1,000-yard mark on that carry. Another chunk play, and Liberty that quickly down to the Louisiana Tech 42-yard line.
Again, the outside zone, this is what he specializes in. Great job getting vertical, running through arm tackles.
Actually, he's still 9 yards short, so I misspoke after that 31-yard run. And the quarterback, Vasco, keeps it. And he'll be tackled after another first down run. So right now, Liberty has Louisiana Tech defensively on its heels.
Yeah, and Coach Olson talked about wanting to be confusing for the quarterback. And I think right now the Liberty offense is confusing this Bulldog defense. Their motions, their shifts, their misdirection runs, the RPO game, the pull it and run an option. They're doing a really good job being multiple in all the ways that they're attacking the perimeter.
Dickens this time met by Makai Mason. He lost 2 yards, so he's now 11 yards short of 1,000.
And that was actually the exact same play they just ran with Vasco for the big gain. Vasco didn't pull it on this one. Makai Mason reads it well. Vasco, I believe, should have pulled that ball, kept it around the edge, and got out to the perimeter again.
Dickens averaging 7.5 yards a carry as a team. Liberty averaging 6. Now they swing it out here to the near side to Coleman, and he gets a head of steam before he's met by Jacob Fields, but he picks up 11 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Coleman, a freshman from Houma, Louisiana. Enjoying being down south a little bit, I'm sure. But Jacob Fields has been very impressive. When he hits you, he brings the hat.
Liberty still looking for their first 3rd down conversion. They're 0 for 5, although they lead on the scoreboard, and he's going to be short. There is a penalty, and this may be hands to the face on Louisiana Tech.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense. Penalty is happening. Not an advantage.
Some costly penalties against the Bulldogs here. That's another 3rd down stop that will be negated by a penalty. So the ball will move down to the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Flames. Vaughn Blue, the tailback. Hands it off the left side. Stiff arms a man and runs out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Good hard run by Vaughn Blue that time.
You see the strength of their running game is on the edge. They do an excellent job attacking the perimeter of the defense, making the guys on the outside tackle.
2nd down, and we'll call it 3. And Blue this time tripped up in the backfield.
Great job.
It'll bring up a 3rd down. Makai Mason that time on the tackle for Louisiana Tech. So back up to the 6-yard line. 3rd and 5. Vasco's got plenty of time. Now he slips, now he takes off, and he finds his tight end in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. That's Jacob Jenkins.
Really good job by Nathan Vasco. It's kind of a half roll play. Scooting out of the pocket, decides to pull up. Keeps his eyes downfield, remains a passer. Finds his tight end there in the corner of the end zone.
26-7 now. The Flames are going to go for two. They have come out of the locker room and scored on 2 straight drives. Leading by 19. Jamie Chadwell is going to elect to go for 2 here with 7:39 to play third quarter. And Vasco will run it, and he'll convert the 2-point conversion. And Liberty leads 28-7 here midway through the third quarter. It's all Flames here in Ruston.
Around here, Bulldog pride runs deep. Every snap, every pass, every test. When injuries happen, or late night symptoms hit, just a short drive from Ruston, Reeves Memorial Medical Center is ready. From the sidelines to recovery, we are on your team. Reeves Memorial Medical Center, a proud supporter of Louisiana Tech athletics.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you can say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
A quesadilla only place? Finally, someone gets me. Grilled to order, packed with flavor. Because deep down, you didn't want a salad today anyway. No shame, just Dilla's. Primo on the go. Order now at dillas.com.
And the Flames lead in Ruston. And now this Liberty staff is really interesting, guys. They have all, head coach down to all assistants, been together for 3 years or more. He's got guys on his staff who have been with him over a decade. Many of these guys played for him, and they said it's a culture that feels like family. They'd rather go down with people that feel like family than strangers.
Yeah, the coordinators, when we talked to them this week, Luke, we all asked them about playing for, coaching with Jamie Chadwell in 201. They all talked about just he's a family-oriented guy and strong in his faith. And so they have had some continuity with this coaching staff. And you can tell by the success they've had at Liberty. And in this day and age, continuity is so important. The Bulldogs will open up in a Wildcat. We saw a lot of this on the first drive as Burnett off the left side, and he'll go out of bounds after picking up about 12 yards. Trailing by 3 touchdowns, Louisiana Tech's going to kind of have to stay, I think, in kind of a really up-tempo. Not that Tech doesn't usually stay up-tempo, but
up-tempo really only matters as long as you're getting positive yards. First down, getting 12 yards is a big-time improvement from what we've had the last couple of series by Louisiana Tech.
Burnett picks up 3 yards on that play. Trey Kukuk back into the ball game. Liberty has scored on five of their 7 drives today, 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Now swinging out to Myrie Wiggins, and he gets some blocking out there. Will pick up a first down over there on the Liberty sideline, and now a flag comes out after the play, and we'll see what that is, but there might have been some words. Yep, that's what I thought, the way the official threw it. I think this is going to go on Marion Williams.
Number 26.
Yep. Williams will cost his team 15 yards that time. Louisiana Tech on its opening drive of this game, 13 plays, 75 yards. Prior to this start of this drive, the Bulldogs' last 21 plays have netted them 93 yards. Wiggins, hard 3 yards right there, down to the 35-yard line. And I'm going to make the obvious statement of the day, 4 down territory at this point, Luke. Louisiana Tech's got to score touchdowns at this point, down by 3 touchdowns.
Absolutely 4 down territory. It's probably 4 down territory no matter where you're at on the field, to be quite honest with you. When you struggle throwing the ball down the field with any efficiency, with any rhythm and consistency, it's going to make it hard when you get down 3 scores the way that they are.
Burnett picks up 1 yard that time. That was Eldrick Griffin, the safety that came off the edge, and so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Tech 3 of 7 on 3rd downs. The Bulldogs started 3 of 3 and have not converted their last 4. Trey Kukoc back into the ball game for Louisiana Tech. So, again, we mentioned probably 4 down territory here. Kukoc over the middle, and he found his running back, who picks up a couple, but it'll bring up a 4th and 3. That was Clay Tevenin.
Yeah, that's really all that was there. Liberty's defense did a good job bluffing. They showed 6 and ended up rushing 4, dropping 2 out, playing zone coverage underneath. And that's what you do on 3rd and 6. You rally and tackle, keep it in front of you. It's a great job by the Liberty defense.
Micah Pollard on the stomp that time. So 4th down. Tech's got to get to the 28-yard line of the Flames.
Man coverage by the Flames defense. Somebody's got to be a spy on Kukoc.
They're going to bring pressure, and Kukoc's going to take off, and he's got space inside the 20, cuts back, and Trey Kukoc from 31 yards away, and you see right there the strength of that young man out of Mission Viejo, California. They brought some pressure. He found a seam, made a cut at about the 20-yard line, another one about the 10, and Trey Kukoc gets Louisiana Tech back on the board and keeps the Bulldogs alive.
Bulldog offense was in an empty formation. The Flames defense ended up rushing 5. That means they're 6 for 6 on the back end, with the safety being the one that's responsible now for Kukoc. And that's about a 20-yard difference from where the safety is to where the back is, or quarterback is for that matter. And he did a great job taking advantage of that space, making them cover everybody on the field, including the quarterback.
Extra point is up and good. We'll take a commercial break. 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd. It's a 2 touchdowns ball game.
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, proud sponsor of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Welcome to Trenton Dental Center and Trenton Sleep Solutions. I'm Dr. Paige Valentine, the official dentist of Louisiana Tech Athletics. Come see what we have to offer.
Through the Lincoln Health Foundation, the Health Hut is able to serve the community and allow students from Louisiana Tech to come gain the experience of shadowing and giving back to the community.
As a student, the mentorship program has been such an invaluable resource to me. The transition between undergraduate and graduate school and the application process is so stressful. So having alumni give back to Louisiana Tech has been such an invaluable resource to me, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am without the program.
We're ambitious, leaders,
Globally minded.
Learning online.
and in person.
We're all about building relationships.
With students.
With our faculty. With alumni and employers. We're creative.
Analytical.
And innovative. We're creating solutions for today's complex business issues.
Together, we're the College of Business at Louisiana Tech University, and we're impacting the future of business.
Well, the last extra point was attempted by Kagan Kent, a freshman out of Shreveport. It was up and good, so Sonny Cumbie electing to go with a different kicker after Drew Henderson's struggles. And so the freshman comes through with the extra point. Louisiana Tech still down 2 touchdowns, but the Bulldogs still have life after the 31-yard touchdown run by Trey Cucut on the 4th down play. Now the Bulldogs defense has to step up. Liberty 333 yards of total offense, 192 on the ground. Again, that's coming against a Tech defense that ranked number 1 in Conference USA against the run. Pistol formation. They're going to hand it off to Dickens off this side, and he breaks another tackle by Jacob Fields and gets out past the 50. Fields holding his arm back around the 25-yard line, and I can tell you that run gives Evan Dickens over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. And again, you saw right there, they talked about their coaching staff for Liberty, talked about Dickens and his contact balance and the fact he rarely goes down on the first hit, and we saw it right there.
5'11", 195. He's got the speed, he's got the balance, he's got the strength. He's a complete back.
Basco's going to drop back, and he's going to take a shot down the field, and it's intercepted. Jakari Foster with his 5th interception of the season, and that is the mistake that Louisiana Tech needed.
Yeah, and I really don't like the decision by Vasco. I don't think that the receiver was a winner on the play initially, and the ball hung up in the air too long, but you can see Louisiana Tech defensive back Jakari Foster getting underneath the post that he was trying to throw. Those are the little things, the decisions that coaches want to see you get better at through the year. You're ahead 28-14. If it's not clear, check the ball down, live to play another down, but you can't turn it over in that situation.
Bulldogs take over on their own 4-yard line, run up the middle. Tech picks up 5 yards, and now it is just like a punt, but it was on 1st down.
Right.
And so Louisiana Tech will have to march down the field here, but that's the turnover that Louisiana Tech needed defensively. That was the 16th interception on the season by this Louisiana Tech defense.
It's what these two teams are really fairly evenly paired. We talked about this in the pregame. What separates them the most is this 8-point differential in turnover margin. Liberty is -3 on the year, and Louisiana Tech is +6 now on the year.
Well, both teams have now turned it over one time today as the interception thrown by Burnett in the first half, and now the interception thrown by Vasco. That is his 9th interception thrown on the season. Injury for the Flames here. We'll see if we can get a number for you. I think it's number 99, Bryce Dixon, junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So Dixon down on the field with 2:59 to play here in the third quarter. Momentum is such a dangerous thing, Luke McCown. You know that. Liberty had a 28-7 lead. Had Tech on a 4th and 3 on the 31 and a stop there. And it would have just really deflated Louisiana Tech. But Trey Kukoc with a huge 31-yard touchdown run and now the interception. And the Bulldogs have new life.
And that interception coming on the heels of a 35-plus yard chunk play. Again, it's just understanding the timing, understanding the moment. I don't think that there was necessarily an opportunity for a deep shot there, given the coverage that Louisiana Tech had. And that's the things that you want to see a veteran quarterback that's got a lot of starts under his belt understand how to manage the game at that point for Ethan Vasco to really take the next step in his development as a player.
Burnett out of the Wildcat. He cuts back, picks up about 6 yards on first down. Tackled by Micah Pollard. Burnett now over 40 yards on the ground in this ball game, along with a rushing touchdown. Kukoc leads Louisiana Tech on the ground with 77 yards rushing. Burnett finds a hole off the left side, not much of a hole, but he reminds me a little bit, stay with me here when I say this, of the way Le'Veon Bell ran for the Steelers, right? He was very patient back there and kind of tippy-tapped and found that hole, and that's what Burnett is doing. He's kind of taking that Wildcat snap and shuffling his feet a little bit, waiting for the hole to open up.
Very patient runner. Not quite as accomplished as Le'Veon Bell.
Maybe not the explosiveness that Bell had. And he'll pick up the first down as he cuts it off the left side. So 1st and 10 at the 29.
Excellent job understanding where the chains are, where you got to get, putting your head down and getting it.
So 1st and 10. Clock will go inside of a minute to play in this third quarter. And they hand it to Tevin, and he tries to get to the outside. He makes a man miss, and he'll step out along the Liberty sideline after a 12-yard pickup. First and 10 at the 41. Bulldogs started this drive on their own 4-yard line. They called a delay of game, but Tech was in tempo. It didn't seem like 25 seconds from, or 40 seconds. Yeah. So they'll pick up the flag. Louisiana Tech will have it 1st and 10 at the 41. Tapping it off this left side. He tries to make a man miss. He stiff arms him, and he'll pick up 4 yards. Nice tackle over there by Nathan Paroli.
Really an impressive run by Tevin, and he had a guy on him in the backfield. Then he had another on the edge, and he stiff-armed him down. Was able to make the most out of that run.
See if Louisiana Tech gets a play off here, and they won't. And the clock will strike 0, and we're through 3 quarters here in Ruston, Louisiana. The Flames lead 28-14. The Bulldogs trying to mount a comeback.
In the Department of Aviation, we have 2 majors. We have professional aviation and we have aviation management. Our aviation program is pretty spectacular. It's the only 4-year aviation program in Louisiana. We are an ABI-accredited safety university, so we have a very safe program here as well. In the Department of Aviation, we have a couple different ways of teaching. So we have ground classes, which are the classes you take on campus, and then we have the stuff at the airport. So you come out and meet with your instructor. You have ground classes with your instructor, so you'll sit down, they'll teach you. You have simulator lessons, which you'll go in the sim and do lessons there, and then you'll go up in the plane and have flight lessons as well. And those can consist of local flights just during maneuvers, or they can be cross countries or kind of any other thing you need to do in the plane. There's lots of different ways that you can use the degree you get here. You can fly corporate, you can fly commercial, you can go to the military, you can do pretty much whatever you set your heart to. Your training is very individual, and if it's what you love, then put in the work and follow through with it.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Carolina legend can make your tailgate a winner. We're talking crispy chicken, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your crew faster than you can say touchdown. Let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
Master Restore provides something very important to insurance carriers, and it's something no other disaster restoration company can match. It's genuine partnership. With over 65 years of industry experience, you can count on us to provide your policyholder with the peace of mind they need. When you recommend Service Master Restore, you're recommending a company dedicated to achieving the highest level of customer satisfaction. You're known for going above and beyond for your policyholders, so are we. Call us today. Service Master Restore, your partner in customer satisfaction.
There's a look at Trey Kukuck, 8 of 11 passing, 71 yards, also 77 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Bulldogs have it 2nd down and 6 at their 45-yard line, trailing 28-14. Drops back, looks, going to take a shot down the sideline, and it's knocked away. Good job defensively on the far side over there.
It's a good throw. Actually, a really good place, well-placed ball. I don't know if you realized who the receiver was, but that was Jacob Fields, starting free safety, strong safety, playing both ways in this game.
It was Damon Harmon who made the play, and so 3rd and 6. 14:54 to play. You got to feel like if Louisiana Tech can get some positive yards on this, if they come up short, it may be 4 downs. Kukuck wants to run it, and he'll pick up the 1st down. And here comes the flag. So penalty on the field, and so that may negate the 1st down. So we'll see what the call is. Nope, it looks like hands to the face, if I saw the official right.
And to the kick.
So a hands to the face on Liberty. Good job of blocking off that right side. Anytime on a running play like that, you see yellow come onto the field, you instantly think holding, but that time a hands to the face on the Flames. Luke, we talked about it off the air. Liberty's lost a couple of heartbreakers these last 2 weeks. And if Louisiana Tech scores a touchdown right here, you wonder if it just starts sneaking into their minds as far as
Momentum's
here we go
a real
again.
Thing. That's right. Momentum's a real thing. It's an emotional game played by people that carry real emotion, and that's what makes it hard. You remember what happened the last 2 weeks. So you got to overcome that if you're a Liberty Flame, but you also, the flip side of it, if you're a Bulldog, understand that plays into the how I'm playing. I need to keep this momentum rolling, and that's why it was such a big play on the interception a while ago.
Well, in Louisiana Tech, they have dealt with the same thing. As Lucock's going to roll out. He's going to toss it up the sideline, and it's knocked away at the last minute. Great defensive play in the recovery that time.
And this is just some of the. It was a really nice throw. It's really, really close. But this is just some of the limitation that you have with Trey Kukoc in his throwing ability. If this ball gets up and down a little quicker, if he takes a little less air under, off the ball, that ball's complete for a touchdown.
That was Brylan Green, a senior out of Opelousas, Louisiana. He's got about 60 family and friends here. And Kukok's going to try to go off the left side, and he'll pick up only a yard, and so it'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, they'll definitely go for it here. You have to. You don't have enough time to want to kick this ball, and you still have momentum. You've been moving the ball. 4th down worked out for you really well in the last drive. At the very least, you're going to hard count them. It's 4th and 5. See if you can draw them off sides.
Louisiana Tech will bring the receivers in on a bunch formation. Bulldogs need to get to the 23. Flames have an opportunity to get off the field right here. Snap, the throw, and it is complete to Eli Finley. What a play by Trey Kukoc under pressure.
It's a great play call. Seeing that they're in man coverage on 4th and 5, they condense the formation. They bring everybody down and they run mesh. Everybody, we've talked about mesh on here before. Everybody runs mesh. It's just crossing routes by 2 defenders that try and rub the defense off.
Kukoc off the left side that time. And tell you what, if I'm Trey Kukoc and I'm under pressure, I'm going to probably throw it to a 6'6" as well. And that time Finley had gotten a little space. And that was a pressure throw. He's made 2 big plays on 4th down here. Wiggins inside, spins forward for a couple of yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 is very manageable. That's why 1st down is so important. But going back to the play you were just referencing, it was a great job by Kukoc. A fantastic job understanding in man coverage. If I can beat my man, there's nobody else, so I can float the ball out and let Eli Finley run underneath it. It's an excellent job drifting and throwing away from the pressure.
Bulldogs need to get to the 10-yard line for the 1st down. Kukok's just going to follow his running back, and he'll pick up the 1st down. You saw those strong legs that time by the quarterback, Kukoc, who is now over 90 yards rushing. He's going to take now 6 of 11 on 3rd down. Kukoc hands it off the right side. Liberty does a good job that time. Pickup of only 2 yards by Wiggins. Here comes Andrew Burnett in. Off goes Kukoc, so we'll see the Wildcat formation. The drive has taken a lot of time off the clock, so it's definitely 4 down territory for Louisiana Tech. Burnett up the middle. Tackled by Mike Jarvis. That was a touchdown saving tackle at the 2. And Jamie Chadwell is going to use a timeout for Liberty.
Liberty, Coach Chadwell understands how big of a possession this is. You got to find a way to keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone because they feel the momentum changing as well.
This drive started on the Tech 4. It's down to the Liberty 3. We'll be back.
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, proud sponsor of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Welcome to Trenton Dental Center and Trenton Sleep Solutions. I'm Dr. Paige Valentine, the official dentist of Louisiana Tech Athletics. Come see what we have to offer.
Through the Lincoln Health Foundation, the Health Hut is able to serve the community and allow students from Louisiana Tech to come gain the experience of shadowing and giving back to the community.
As a student, the mentorship program has been such an invaluable resource to me. The transition between undergraduate and graduate school and the application process is so stressful. So having alumni give back to Louisiana Tech has been such an invaluable resource to me, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am without the program.
I invited Champ the Bulldog to explore everything we offer in CEHS. Follow in Champ's footsteps at CEHS. Make a difference in every department.
To 14, but in the last home game of the season, it's only fitting we talk about some homegrown dogs. Louisiana Tech has 6 players from just half a mile away, guys that played at Ruston High, the second most from a singular high school in the FBS this season.
Third down, Burnett off the right side. He bowls his way forward for the touchdown. Well, they sent Trey Kukuk in motion, the direct snap to Burnett. That was the 19th play of that scoring drive that went 96 yards. And Louisiana Tech an extra point away from trailing by just 7.
Just a full house power play. Direct snap to the running back, Andrew Burnett, and he puts his shoulders down and gets that much needed yard and that much needed score for this Louisiana Tech Bulldog offense.
Extra point by Kagan Kent is up and good. And with 10:24 remaining in this ball game, it's a one-score contest. Louisiana Tech's last 2 offensive possessions, 26 plays, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the Bulldogs have trimmed a 21-point deficit down to 7. 10:24 to play. And the Liberty Flames will get the football here. After the touchback, and Louisiana Tech has gotten back to the Wildcat, which is what we saw the Bulldogs use on that first drive of the ball game that resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, but it's not just the Wildcat, it's how it's being used and when. So when it's coupled with the opportunities to move formationally, shifts, motions, it creates misalignment, it creates misreads, misfits. From the defensive standpoint, it allows you to get off the ball in a surprise fashion, as it would be on first down, and that's what's contributed to the better start here in this fourth quarter.
Dickens off the left side, but a couple of penalties, flags on the field. We'll see what the call is. Liberty.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Offense, number 6.
So a 15-yard penalty on first down, an illegal blindside block. So the Flames will be behind the sticks.
That's a big penalty on first down.
It'll be 1st and 22. Vasco drops back under pressure, and a dart, and it is dropped, and a flag comes in. And we'll see what the call is here. The Liberty player.
I think it's going to be defensive holding.
No foul on the play. Second down.
Very good.
So, again, the second penalty that has been picked up, that's Reese Smith, that is slow to get off the field. Senior out of Danville, Kentucky, having to be helped. Wasn't able to, you see right there, the ball came out. You hope Smith is okay. But that's the second time today we've seen a flag be picked up. So second down and 22. That was a good throw right there by Vasco.
It really was. Man coverage. Typically in man coverage, one of your corners locks onto an outside receiver and you try to pass him off to the free safety after you see the ball thrown, and I thought they were going to get Jamal Shelby Jr. for holding his receiver, but it was a really nice throw by Vasco.
Dickens is going to take the handoff, and he's still bowling his way forward. Picks up about 8 yards, make it 9 on the carry, and he'll bring up a 3rd and 12. That's a hard piece of running by Evan Dickens, who's over 180 yards on the ground.
Again, you don't want to give Louisiana Tech's offense any short field, so yes, we want to convert this 3rd down, but it's 3rd and 12. Just getting yards, just getting positive yards and punting can flip the field and change the scope of what you have to gain as an offense once you give the ball back to Louisiana Tech.
Vasco has time, and down the middle, that's intercepted.
What you can't do is that.
Michael Richard with the interception, and Vasco with 2 costly picks in the last 2 possessions for the Flames.
This is what Coach Chadwell harped on in our production meetings with him, was finding a way to make the right decisions late in the ball game. Not forcing things. This is a forced throw. And it may not necessarily be a bad read. It's a bad decision on the type of throw. A back shoulder throw in that situation Your receiver has stacked the defense, put the ball up and over the top, and at the very least it's an incompletion, but it's not an interception.
Richard, the junior out of New Orleans, Louisiana, with his third interception of the year. 17 for Louisiana Tech's defense.
First down, Wildcat.
Burnett picks up 3 yards before being forced backwards. And so Louisiana Tech, with 9 minutes to play, has an opportunity. They're 42 yards away from possibly tying this ball game after trailing 28-7.
Quarterbacks need to understand that when it's 3rd and 12 at this point of the game, it's not about getting that first down. It's about getting 8 or 10 yards. And yeah, then you're at 4th and 2, but it flips the field and it gives your punter 10 more yards. He doesn't have to punt, and then backs the offense up even more, but you can't turn it over in that situation.
Strong run off the right side by Amani Gibbons that time. So Gibbons picks up the first down for Louisiana Tech, tackled by Eli August. That was Gibbons' first carry of this ball game. Cucuck now follows his blockers off the right side. A couple of yards inside the 30, down to the 29.
We talked about coming out of the halftime break, out of the half. Defense had to find a way to manufacture turnovers. We've had 2 of them in this half. And that's the mark of a veteran defense, a defense that has had the games put on their shoulders, and they've come up in big moments, and they're doing it again in this game.
Cucuck now over 100 yards rushing today. He's just going to throw that one out of bounds under pressure that time by Aaron Hester, and he'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
That's an excellent throwaway. There was nothing else you could do. It was good coverage. They got pressure on you. Sometimes the best play is the only play, and the only play you could have made there was throwing the football away.
Don't think it's necessary 4-down territory if Louisiana Tech comes up short, depending on the 4th and whatever.
Correct.
If you're Sonny Cumbie, you may elect to go ahead and kick the field goal with 7 minutes to play and cut it to a 4-point game.
That would all depend on his confidence in the kicker, right?
Cucuck's going to go up the middle. He breaks it, and he's got nothing but green grass in front of him. And Trey Cucuck, with his 2nd touchdown rush of the ball game, 29 yards, right up the gut. And the Bulldogs are an extra point away from tying this.
Again, it's about numbers. The last time he went on a 3rd down or a 4th down run for a touchdown, it was empty, and they brought 5, which means it's one-on-one in the back end. This time, they bring an all-out pressure with the running back in the backfield. He keeps it and takes it the distance again.
And the extra point is up, and we are knotted at 28-28. 21 unanswered from Louisiana Tech. And, man, do we have a finish set up for you here in the next 7 minutes. We'll be back. There's a look at the next 5 home sporting events at Louisiana Tech. It's nothing but basketball coming up as we're in that time of the year. 28-28. Tech trailed 28-7, but a couple of costly interceptions have given the Bulldogs opportunities. And Trey Kukoc and the Bulldog offense has come through. Last 3 drives for Louisiana Tech, 31 plays, 216 yards, and 3 scores. On the other side, the last 2 drives for Liberty, 5 plays, 25 yards, and 2 interceptions. I would imagine we will get a dose here of Evan Dickens. Dickens off that left side. And he is still going forward out to the 50.
Man, I'm telling you, this kid is impressive. He has NFL talent, NFL ability written all over him.
Over 200 yards on the ground by Dickens today. Liberty in Louisiana Tech territory. 1st and 10 at the 49, off that left side again, and he'll pick up another couple of yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
I think this will be the theme that you will see Liberty have for the next 6 minutes or however long they have, is try to keep this ball on the ground.
Vasco with running backs to each side, 2nd and 8. He's going to drop back, and he's got the wheel route, and it's intercepted, and a flag comes in. And it's going to be against Liberty.
I just started to say I stand corrected about them throwing the ball.
Well, they ran the wheel route, and he had his man open, but he hung it up there. And Louisiana Tech, their 3rd interception in the last 4 pass attempts by Vasco.
Man.
Again, and guess who? Jacob Fields.
It's not necessarily the decision, although I don't know that they'll look at it tomorrow on the film or whenever they watch it and say, well, this is the right decision. But the type of throw, the decision you make on the type of throw you make. So there's multiple decisions a quarterback has to make with regard to, do I throw it, and then what type of throw do I need to make? I think it's the wrong type of throw. That ball's got to get up and down quick on a wheel route like that.
Fakes the handoff. Up inside is Kukoc. He'll pick up 3 yards on 1st down. Clock inside of 6 minutes. 28-28 are scored. Luke McCown, if you're standing on that Liberty sideline right now and you've experienced the last 2 losses, there's a lot of things going through your head right now.
Here we go again is what they're thinking, right? And being able to keep that thing from snowballing and rolling downhill.
Run by Burnett. He'll get out past the 25 out to the 27-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
But I mean, you can sit here, Malcolm, and look across the field and just feel the energy on the Liberty sideline, and it doesn't feel like there's any. And that's what momentum, that's what turnovers do for you. And this has been a very opportunistic quarter for this defense in the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Tech 8 of 14 on 3rd downs. Tevin in the pistol formation. They're going to hand it off, and he's going to fight forward, but he's going to be a yard short of the 1st down. And now what do you do if you're Sonny Cumbie?
You run the clock down. You take a timeout with 0 seconds on the play clock. And then you've got a punter who leads the nation in 50-plus yard punts. You put it in his hand to back him up.
We'll send it down to Madison Kaufman.
They probably won't call a timeout. It is a tied ball game.
Luke Olson told us earlier this week that this was the most opportunistic group of guys he had ever coached, and we're seeing the fruits of that tonight. He said the message coming into tonight was simple. Do your job, trust your teammate, and let the plays come to you. He said we get in trouble when we try to do too much. Focus on your job, and they'll come to you.
54-yard punt, and you got to tip your cap to the Liberty defense right there. They have been on the field an awful lot in the last 15 minutes of playing time, and they came up with a big stop, forcing the punt. And you know, there's a lot of it. You could hear the fans in the stands. They wanted Sonny Cumbie to go for it, but in a tie ball game on your own 30-yard line, you can't chance it.
Yeah, the only thing that I would have changed about that, they snapped the ball with 9 seconds left on the clock. You take that all the way down to 1. You bleed as much time off that clock as you can before you punt the ball.
Dickens takes the handoff up the middle, and he'll pick up, well, he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be it. Evan Dickens, we highlighted him in the opening. 27 carries, 208 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We highlighted Jacob Fields for Louisiana Tech. Well, he's got 13 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and an interception. Another handoff, a nice cut this time, and a first down by Dickens.
He's just a complete back. I can't speak highly of him enough. The patience that he shows right here. Get out in front, slow it down, let the block come to you, and then get vertical. This guy has a bright, bright future.
That was Emmanuel Ogans, number 94 for Tech, that was in the backfield, but he went after the quarterback instead on that play. And there's the pitch. And a little option that time to Coleman, and he'll pick up 9 yards. Clock inside of 3 minutes. 221 yards rushing, a new career high. He had 217, Dickens did, against Delaware. Run up the middle for the first down. I would imagine the clock will run down to the 2-minute timeout here. Louisiana Tech has 3 timeouts remaining. Liberty with 2, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. 28-28. Liberty marching. Louisiana Tech's defense needs to come up with another stop. There's a look at the conference standings brought to you by Ryan Honda. Louisiana Tech 3-3. Liberty 3-3. And again, bowl eligibility at stake for both these teams. 1st and 10 at the 42. Dickens off that left side. Another tackle that time by the Bulldogs. A nice play that time. And that was Makai Mason. A loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Clock running. Vasco's going to roll out. Scrambling, and he'll just throw it away, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Good decision that time by Vasco.
It was a good decision, but I'm afraid that, and here's what happens when you have the last 5 pass plays go the way that they've gone for Vasco, is you start seeing things that aren't there. He had the quick out, right? It's a simple smash combination on this side with a quick out and a corner route. He had the quick out right away and could have plugged it. It wouldn't have been a 1st down, but it would have been a 6 or 7 yard gain, and he refused to throw it.
3rd and 11. And we're going to have a flag, and I think 12 men on the field. And I'm not sure which. Illegal substitution on Liberty, and so that'll back it up 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 16. Liberty with 2 timeouts remaining. Louisiana Tech with 3. And now, if you're the Flames, Vasco's thrown 3 interceptions on their last 3 drives. We'll see if how they handle 3rd and long.
Probably see a screen. Something easy, something they believe in. Yep, a little crossing screen.
And it's played perfectly that time by Cedric Woods. And that'll bring up a 4th down. But Luke, to your point, something simple, something safe.
Something simple, something that has a chance to hit, but more than that, it's kind of like a shooter in basketball. You just need to see something go through the net. It's a layup, it's a free throw. I don't care what it is. I just need to get some confidence going again, knowing that I can hit what I see. I think that's what Vasco is dealing with right now.
Back is Latulis for Louisiana Tech. And Cedric Woods' punt is away. And Latulis makes the fair catch signal at the 18-yard line. And with 3 timeouts remaining, 1:09 on the scoreboard, and a 28-28 ball game. It'll be Trey Q-Cup coming out. And this Bulldog offense.
Okay, you want to be aggressive. Momentum is yours, but you also can't give them the ball in this situation. Understand what your strength is as a team, as an offense, and execute on those things.
Q-Cup back. He's going to throw the inside screen, and a good job defensively by Liberty. That was Jalen Mickens on the catch. But a safe play. Clock is running.
Yeah, that was Harmon. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't Harmon. That was Hester that got a hand on the ball.
Q-Cup back looking. Now he's going to dump it out to his tailback. That's Tevin who breaks the tackle, and he fumbles it. And Tevin recovers at the 40. And Sonny Cumbie, clock stopped on the 1st down. That could have been a big play for the Liberty defense right there.
Yes, use your timeout.
Bulldogs not using a timeout here. Q-Cup back looking, dumps it to Tevin, and it's incomplete with 19 seconds. A little surprised Louisiana Tech didn't use a timeout.
100%. Should have used a timeout. Any amount of confusion, if this thing is taking longer than it's supposed to, which they're a tempo team, they want to get up and run plays, but there seemed to be some confusion. Call a timeout, regroup, save the time.
You feel like you've probably got to get 20 yards to get into a possible chance for a John Hoyt chance. If you're Louisiana Tech, Kukoc is going to take off and run, and he's going to pick up 5 yards, and Sonny Cumbie will call a timeout with 13 seconds to play, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Timeout, Louisiana Tech. Their second. 30-second timeout.
Now, according to what the official just said, that was the second timeout called by Louisiana Tech, even though the scoreboard showed the Bulldogs have 3 left. He just corrected himself. So again, Luke, you need about 15 yards. It's 3rd down. If you run a draw or something, do you have enough time to do that, get the 1st down, and call a timeout, run another play if you don't get enough yardage?
Yeah, you
don't know that.
The conversation's being had with the sideline judge right now, and he's being told as soon as the play is dead, as soon as the ball carrier hits the ground, we're going to call a timeout so that they're privy to this. You have the opportunity to go and tell the referee what you're going to do, what your plan is, so that it can be executed quickly. But the field is fully open. You don't have to go to the sideline or anything. You got timeouts. As soon as you go down, timeout. There's no amount of running around that needs to happen right here.
Kukoc drops back, looking over the middle. He's got his tight end, Eli Finley. Finley goes down at the 40, and Tech will call a timeout. Well, the clock will stop. They mark it at the 41, and now Sonny Cumbie calls the timeout.
So oftentimes, and in the NFL, the rules are different because the clock doesn't stop with the yardage change, with the 1st down change. So you preview in the huddle what we call a down. As soon as the ball is caught in the field of play, you get down. You get what you can and you get down, and you preview that to the referee, knowing that as soon as I get down, I'm giving myself up, and the player can call a timeout from the ground. Different in college because you get the opportunity to move the sticks, and that stops the clock.
The Bulldogs are going to put their offense back out here. You got to feel like it's going to be a snap to Kukoc. He's going to veer to the right off right tackle, try to get a couple yards, but immediately get down. Try to center this football and maybe pick up another yard or 2.
That's exactly right.
And he'll come off the right side. He dives forward, and Sonny Cumbie will burn the timeout with 3 seconds to play. Football will be on the 37, and Louisiana Tech will have an opportunity with John Hoyt chance coming on for the potential game winner. John Hoyt chance 3 of 5 this year, along of 55. Liberty has 2 timeouts remaining. I would be shocked if they don't try to burn them here and freeze the Louisiana Tech kicker. If you're the Bulldogs special teams unit here, you got to make sure you block up front. Your Liberty, you're trying to get some push and a block. From 54. It's long enough. And it's off the upright. And we will go to overtime.
Now, as a holder myself, I understand the difference that the laces make on this thing, and he didn't quite get the laces all the way around, and that may have made the difference.
So we are going to go to overtime in Ruston, Louisiana, tied at 28-28. We'll be back. Louisiana Tech won the toss. They'll go on defense first. Both teams will get an opportunity with the football starting at the 25. Dickens off this left side, and he'll pick up 3 yards on first down. Well, Louisiana Tech that close to winning, but the 54-yard field goal attempt by John Hoyt Chance hit the upright. So we are in overtime. 2nd down and 7. Down the sideline, intercepted. They tried the wheel route again, and Jakari Foster with the interception. And Louisiana Tech needs a field goal to win it. That is Foster's 2nd interception of this ball game, his 6th of the year. And Luke McCown, he had his receiver open, but he waited too late.
Again, I don't necessarily think that it's a decision as far as where to throw the football. It's how. That ball should have stopped your player on the sideline. He tried to throw him into the end zone, and it just hangs in the air a little too long.
So Louisiana Tech will have it on the 25. Vasco 0 for his last 8 with 4 interceptions. Wildcat for Louisiana Tech. It'll be Burnett. Picks his way off to the left. He's got nothing but green grass, and Andrew Burnett has just made the Bulldogs bowl eligible, and another heartbreaker for Liberty. It's a madhouse here at the Joe as Louisiana Tech on their first play from scrimmage in overtime. Andrew Burnett out of the Wildcat finds a seam and goes 25 yards, and Louisiana Tech comes all the way back from trailing 28-7, and the Bulldogs win it 34-28 in overtime.
Wow, what a difference a halftime makes. 4 interceptions from the beginning of the 4th quarter on. I guess the first one came at the end of the 3rd quarter. You really saw this defense step up. They're known for taking the ball away. We've talked about how they're opportunistic, and when the game was on the line, they stepped up and made the plays that were there to be made. And it's a credit to the defense. It's a credit to Coach Luke Olson. It's a credit to Coach Cumbie and getting his team to believe that they weren't out of it when they were down by 3 scores.
Well, and you've got to give the offense a lot of credit too, right? I mean, they had done nothing since the opening drive, and then down 28-7, Louisiana Tech started the ground and pound again, and the Bulldogs score 4 touchdowns on their last 6 possessions. The game winner 25 yards out from Andrew Burnett, and Louisiana Tech wins it. We're going to get an opportunity from Madison Kaufman to talk to Andrew Burnett, who just gave the Bulldogs the game winner. Go ahead, Madison.
All right, you just won bowl eligible, game winning in a position you don't even typically play. Tell me about this week preparing for this moment.
Yeah, we had a lot of injuries this season, Coaches depended on me to do something, and, took the coaching, practiced it all week, and, just came to fruition.
Tell me a little bit about what you're thinking right now being bowl eligible for the first time.
I'm excited, we're ready. We deserve this. We busted our ass all summer, so, we're right where we want to be.
The conversation when they told y'all that we were running the Wildcat formation this week, tell me what that conversation was like and what you were thinking as they introduced all that to you.
I've been waiting. I waited my turn, You guys see what happens when I get the ball, so I waited my turn and stayed down.
Well, it certainly worked out well for everyone. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. Guys, back to you.
Andrew Burnett from 25 yards out. 17 carries today for Burnett, 93 yards, 3 touchdowns. And again, who would have ever thought midway through the 3rd quarter, Liberty leading 28-7. Louisiana Tech scores the touchdown, and then again, Luke, you got to really feel as a former quarterback for Ethan Vasco and this Liberty team, it was just 4 interceptions over the last quarter and a half, including overtime.
And you know, obviously they'll look at the film and they'll make corrections, and it won't all fall on Vasco's shoulders. 4 interceptions is unacceptable, but there's some things you can do as a play caller to help your quarterback get in rhythm. We talked about screens. We talked about easy things to kind of help him see the ball go through the net, so to speak, and get a little confidence, get a little rhythm going. And taking some of these shot plays, a half roll to the right, turning back and trying to hit a running back out of the backfield down the wheel. You know, those things are tough, especially when the field, you start getting blinders on, and it's hard to see everybody on the field. And so I feel like as a play caller, you can help your quarterback who's struggling, who's obviously struggling, see in the field by getting him some things that he's comfortable with, and that'll help your offense and help your quarterback. So I feel for Ethan Vasco. Emotions are a real thing, and these kids are real players with real personalities and real hearts and real emotions, and I'm sure he's carrying this one, handling it as professionally as he can right now. But that's a hard loss for Ethan Vasco.
Well, it offsets an unbelievable performance by Evan Dickens. 30 carries, 228 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for the Liberty tailback. But Louisiana Tech rushes for 319 yards. And again, just think about it. You're down 28-7. I'll take you back. Tech had it 4th and 3 on the 31. If you get the stop there for Liberty, the game's not over, but man, it just completely continues to deflate the Tech sideline. Trey Kukoc scrambled 31 yards for the touchdown. Kukoc came up with some huge plays down the stretch, both in the air and with his legs.
Yeah, and you and I talked about it up here off air between commercials, and that it's going to be hard if you can't throw the ball down the field, and yet it's a credit to Coach Franklin. Stick with the identity of your team. The identity of your players on offense is we're run first. We're run heavy, and we're going to rely on our quarterback whose strength is the run. It's not the pass, and that's not to be derogatory to Trey in any way. His strength is running the football, and they stuck with it, and it turned the game around for that Bulldog offense.
Now, Louisiana Tech, some players down there hugging Sonny Cumbie. We're waiting for Madison Kaufman to catch up with the Louisiana Tech head coach. His first win in overtime. He was 0 of 6 in overtime at Louisiana Tech. Some real heartbreakers, but I tell you what, he picked a good time to get his first victory. We'll send it down to Madison, who's got Coach Cumbie.
Hey, Coach Cumbie, congratulations. Bowl eligibility achieved in a dramatic fashion. You overcame a lot to get this win today. Tell me a little bit about how that makes this so much more special.
Yeah, how about those guys in that locker room? How about those Bulldogs that are in the locker room? Down 28-7, and I think there was about, quarter and a half to go in the game, and there was a belief on the sidelines. They made it happen. Unbelievable by our team. Fighting. They couldn't move the goalpost just a little bit to get that 1 minute at the end of regulation, and we just dominated them in the second half, in the overtime. And I'm just proud of our players, man. They're the ones that make it happen.
You talked a lot this season about playing a complete game, but especially in the second half of that, you had some special senior day extremities there. Love to see that. Love this for your seniors. But you talked a lot about this season about getting a complete game, and in the second half you had 3 defensive turnovers in the fourth quarter alone. You got some scores from 3 and third down. Tell me about just the complete effort, especially the Wildcat formation, the performance from Trey.
Well, I want to say Coach Franklin and the offensive staff just did a phenomenal job, and our players on offense did a phenomenal job of executing it. And then how about our defense in the third quarter, fourth quarter, all the takeaways that we created. And, I'm just really proud of a complete game here. Our last home game, this 5-1 record here at home. Have played exciting football at home, and just really proud of our football team.
Congratulations, Coach. Go celebrate with your team. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech wins it. Bulldogs go to 6-5. They're bowl eligible. Liberty will fall to 4-7. Again, you feel for Jamie Chadwell and his bunch. That's 3 straight weekends where they have lost heartbreakers. But Louisiana Tech rallies all the way back from trailing 28-7 late in the third and wins it here by a final score of 34-28. I want to thank GB and Jack and Carson and all the guys back on the production end for everything they did this afternoon to make this broadcast possible. For Luke McCown and Madison Kaufman, I'm Malcolm Butler saying goodnight from Joe IA Stadium in Ruston. The final score, Bulldogs 34, Flames 28. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.